Skadoosh. Oh wait, I need to put all the logos on. That's an easy thing to do in post. Oh wait, there's no post because this is live. Hello everybody. You're not even getting a cold open. You can tell how last minute all this crazy stuff is because I can't swear yet. But wait until later on. That's when fan will be hit by some sort of brown thing. So yeah.
I was so close to forgetting that the Globes were tonight that all of 10 or 15 minutes ago, I was under the impression I wasn't doing anything tonight.
Yeah. Well, I blame the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Okay, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place because if they do stream it, technically NBC has the rights to that stream, even though NBC want nothing to do with it. So that's why there is no actual footage of this big event where they're saying, "Oh, we're going to have this big presentation on how great the diversity now is." Nobody's going to see it. It's literally the line AJ said with, I can't remember what it was, to do with something in the woods. Did it ever happen? I'm trying to remember. It's literally that. It's like, have we sorted out the issue? I don't know. We've only got your word for it. All we're just looking for is did Power of the Dog win? Did Belfast win? That's all. Great job. You blew it.
I saw some debate happening about whether or not this boycott has gone far enough at this point, especially since we have a really good group of nominees, but they just kind of keep embarrassing themselves as this goes on.
Owen is, I've just checked on Twitter, he is continuing to collect coaster credits at Knot. So, yes, it is Ashley holding down the fort, even though I do it anyway for streaming. Joining us as usual, although I think for the first time live, but outside of Oscar night stuff, occasionally, is AJ. Because, we're looking at a Twitter feed. We've got to find something entertaining to do out of this.
Looking at these, I'm tempted to look at the comments, but I also kind of don't want to.
Oh, don't worry. I am keeping monitor of the stuff. We'll quickly go to chat while we're waiting for the Golden Globes to update their live blog.
Because there's comments and then there's Twitter comments, and Twitter comments are like this whole other section of hell.
Oh no, I'm just keeping an eye on the Golden Globe Awards Twitter. Or to be more accurate, I'm probably sticking with the website, which I think is brilliant because at the minute it's Oprah. They're just proclaiming Oprah Winfrey, saying we see you, we hear you, and we will tell your stories because she got the lifetime achievement at the Globes 2 years ago. Because, so yeah, Josephine, hey Popcast peeps, so excited for your reactions. I'm glad somebody is. Of course I don't mean this because I don't drink, but I need a shot of vodka for this announcement. I would have done, but I'm controlling this, so I don't want it to go off the rails too much. Also, I've already promised that I'm downing bloomin' hot dog brine if Leto wins a bloomin' Critics' Choice Award. So...
And I actually feel like that could probably happen.
I know, that's why I'm saving it for then. Josephine also adds watched Reprise from 2006 today, directed by Joachim Trier from Worst Person in the World, and it was really good. Anders Danielson Lee, I think it is an amazing actor. Might be Lie. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
I should be seeing The Worst Person in the World in a week or so. And after all this hype, I don't know whether to be excited for it or to try to lower my expectations just to make sure. But
Goodfella, Tim, and Bry in chat mentioning about. Well, Bry mentions how we lost Sidney Poitier earlier few days back. And now the news coming through, literally within about an hour or so, that Bob Saget passed away in his
Yeah, that's wild.
in his hotel in
My
Orlando.
brother actually called me about that. I hadn't even seen it, and I had gotten a call from my brother already about it.
Too bad the Globes couldn't have had a show to honour these people in addition to Betty White. Yeah, that's fair. Josephine also saying, ever seen To Sir With Love with Sidney Poitier? Well, because it's a British film, yes.
I I have, and it's been a while, but I don't know why. But the very first thing I associate with To Sir With Love is the fact that Antonio Banderas dance movie Take the Lead is technically a remake of it.
Dear Lord.
'Cause that-
Dear Lord.
I know it's a terrible misdeed towards To Sir With Love, that legendary movie to do such a thing, but that's just the first thing that comes to mind.
We're all done for. We're all done for. Bry's got the predictions.
Oh, um, while we're on the subject of Porte, the one thing I do need to say is if anybody out there hasn't seen Blackboard Jungle, that's like my favorite Porte movie, and it's like I can't express like it's the whole inner city school thing, but it's like it sounds cliche, but it's like amazing. It's him and Vic Morrow and Glenn Ford, and it's incredible. I recommend that like every chance that I get.
Now I need to see if that's on Amazon so I can purchase it. Part of me is thinking no, because a lot of like the early stuff is not available. Oh my word. It actually is. Well, guess I'm clicking that now. Is it going to go through? Maybe. Yes, continue. Confirm purchase. I'm just waiting for it to say your purchase is confirmed. There we go. I can shut it now. Right. Back to the stuff. Bry's predictions: Doom for score, No Time to Die. I guess that's for song, maybe. Belfast for screenplay. Debose for supporting. Kutzer for supporting actor. Alana for lead in a comedy. Dinklage for male lead. Kristen Stewart for drama. Will Smith for drama. Campion for director. Parallel Mothers for international film. Encanto for animated. West Side Story for musical. And Power of the Doog. Doogie Howser. I don't know.
I've been seeing a lot of people leaning towards Belfast with their predictions here, which I find really interesting. If Belfast can get like a second life this season, that would be incredible. I would love to see that.
We're already starting. What the hell? So we've got Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture and Best Supporting Actor in Television set to be announced right now. Which, of course, are completely opposite ends of my bloody spreadsheet. The bastards! I'll keep an eye on that in a minute. Bry's on the Globes website, as am I. Josephine says that Anders actually got Best Supporting Actor at the National Society of Film Critics that I think announced yesterday.
Yeah, they went hard on Drive My Car. It got like picture director, actor, and screenplay.
Yeah. If Cumberbatch wins the Oscar, he should thank Bronco Henry in his acceptance speech.
Why not? He brought him up for everything else.
Josh Morgan. Hello there, Josh. New name that I don't recognise. I see Drive My Car in the theatre next weekend. That must be a shoo-in for Best Picture. I'd say probably so. Koiki Kan saying, "What are you looking at?" We're looking at the Golden Globes website mainly. I'm keeping an eye on Twitter just in case they announce first because they're idiots.
Yeah, Twitter's what I have open.
I'm trying to have a look at both and trying to see which is updating first, which is brilliant. It's just like, yes, no, yes, no, maybe.
The only problem is on the right side in my peripherals. I keep seeing the Bob Saget notification. It's bumming me out, but it won't get out of my peripheral vision.
That's always an issue. Damn it. I'd love the fact that we're about to announce the first awards, and the blog's just going how they've donated the Hollywood Foreign Press Association has donated $50 million to charitable and non-profit organizations for the past 25 years. $2 million a year. That sounds cheap.
I don't want to be cynical, but
gamers raise more than that for the Games Done Quick stuff, like twice a year. For the Prevent Cancer Foundation and Doctors Without Borders. Damn it. Josephine's also said, "Have we ever seen In the Heat of a Night with Sidney Poitier?" It was one of the first DVDs I ever got from the HMV shop, and
like everything else, I believe it's right here next to me. Yeah, there it is.
There was actually a video for it on this channel from like years ago. I did it for some reason. I did it as a versus with the original Shaft.
Oh,
which
there
wasn't.
We go. It's coming.
Oh, is it?
It's coming in. The Crazy Sons of Bitches. Best Supporting Actress goes to Ariana Debose.
So her streak commences now.
It seems like
because that's gotta be what happens. Because I'm not even sure who like second place would be, even though it's like the most stacked category of the year, next to director.
So I'm already behind. It's weird how they're doing it, but it's like there's a live blog, but there's also pictures. Oh, okay. Thankfully, they're giving me also info to say and whatever of stuff. Best Supporting Actor in TV. I was pleasantly surprised. Oh Young-soo for Squid Game.
I almost went with him. I think.
Yeah.
See, the video exists, so I need to refresh my memory.
None of us went with it. We all went with Succession. So.
Of course. I knew it was one of the two. It's either going to be Succession night or Squid Game night, and I would say this means we're going in that direction.
Keanu Reeves has donated more, says Josephine, and Josh has put my Oscar Best Picture nominations are Belfast, Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Power of the Doog, Spider-Man No Way Home, Tick Tick Boom, West Side Story. I'd still say that's a strong list. It depends where you are, obviously, on the fence with whether Spider-Man should get in. But in my opinion, if it was good enough for Star Wars 6 years ago, you might as well give Spider-Man a chance.
I mean, I don't know, because I could see that happening in another year with how big it is. Not only how big it is, but how fast it like got to $1 billion and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just one of those years where there's so much going on.
So yeah, Ariana DeBose among a bunker crop of first-time Globe nominees this year. In her case, she got her first nod as Anita in West Side Story, the same role for which Rita Moreno won her first Golden Globe nomination and win in the '62 film adaptation. We're just announcing other ones now as well. Best Animated Feature has been revealed. And I'm an idiot again. It wasn't Raya and the Last Dragon. Of course it was Encanto.
I think I said Mitchell's versus Mitchell's versus Machines got snubbed here, right?
Yeah, it wasn't nominated. We also had Flea, Luca, and Mice and Mamad.
Okay, so I did get this one right then, I'm assuming. Because that definitely would have been my second choice since Mitchell's versus Machines isn't here.
Even on Twitter, I'm just getting like general sort of like a Golden Globe thing, and then the text of like whatever it is. It doesn't even name the film on the picture. It's just like,
yeah, I keep looking for it, and it's like, oh no, that's the cat.
What the hell? We're still going. Are we just announcing them all? Best actor in a TV drama. God, we're announcing this quickly.
Damn it.
We got it all wrong.
I was that it's on video. I was that fucking close to saying it. I said it was gonna be him over Cox. At least I said that.
It was not Squid Game though, like you predicted.
I got him reversed. That's what the fuck happened.
Yeah. Jeremy Strong takes the. So far, all of us are 0 for TV. We know our TV, this shit.
I don't know about you, but for me, that's nothing new.
No, but like
the question now is now it's like even on which one's taking drama series.
Yeah.
It is convenient that Twitter like refreshes itself.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it.
Oh, they've now decided to put up a picture for a best animated motion picture. They had a picture up for Jeremy Strong before they even had a picture up for Encanto, even though they announced that before. I'm so sick of Disney winning animated, it makes me want to rip my guts out. That's a bit extreme, Josephine, but I mean, it's always the problem when it's like they put so many films out that they basically just, I don't want to say make it in by default, but it is that sort of like situation. Yeah, the fact that even the new, I can't remember what the name of it is, the one with the big red panda. Just a new Pixar film. Again, just like with Luca and Soul, it's getting dumped on Disney Plus and not getting a cinema release.
Yeah, usually I would say something like, well, it's not like they give it to Disney every time, but I think when it really started to look almost shady was when the Lego Movie got snubbed, and that looked like a clear path for How to Train Your Dragon 2, and everybody just assumed How to Train Your Dragon 2 had it, and then Big Hero 6 won for some reason.
Josephine says it's economic inequality. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Bry. Encyclopedic knowledge that you have. Turning Red is the Pixar film.
I knew Red was in the title, and I couldn't catch the first word.
Red Menace? Dennis the Menace. First word sounds like it's like charades.
This is very inconsistent pacing on their part. I was like, now it's like for it to just keep going, and now it's just stopped.
Now it's time for the executive director to speak about Streetlights, which is their job training, placement, and career advancement organization. Because it's about diversity, you see. If they've supported this for like 10 years, how come they never employed it to their own association? It's like,
You're all about doing diverse stuff outside the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Well,
This is reminding me of, like...
Now we have Larry Lebow, who's executive director of New Filmmakers. I don't know what this is.
Is this private ceremony they're having just them in a room?
Possibly,
like talking
yeah.
to themselves?
Possibly. So, yeah, best non-English language and best actor in a TV musical or comedy is what's getting announced apparently now. Is there a chance that Bryce says, is there a chance that Lightyear wins next year? I mean, probably, but I honestly don't know.
I'm just still kind of wigged out by that movie's concept.
Yeah. It certainly is like, wait, Buzz Lightyear's supposed to be real? Or at least the thing that inspired him was supposed to be real. Does that mean Woody was real? Like, and if anybody says Woody is actually taken from the character from News of the World, 50 bonus points.
I was gonna say, technically we got Woody's origin story in 2, but he's still a toy.
Yeah. But what about the actual Woody?
No, if that were to end up being some like R-rated Western and like kind of like what you were saying on News of the World, so just more like I have this image in my head and I can't articulate it. Sort of like where Mangold's 3:10 to Yuma was set. Somewhere in there is Woody's origin story.
Well, I only thought News of the World because that's the closest thing that I can think of that Tom Hanks has been to a Western.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, if Woody's inspired from his character from The Terminal, that's crazy. That's artistic license.
Well, while we're waiting, and we're on the subject of Hanks, I rewatched Cloud Atlas for the first time in a few years yesterday.
From the Wachowskis.
I had forgotten. I knew I loved that movie, but I had forgotten how much I love that movie. I can't believe that movie exists.
That was the last film from both Wachowskis, right?
Prior to Resurrection. Oh no, that's just Lana. Never mind.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Josephine, I watched Time Masters and Gandahar recently. They are two animated sci-fi films of the director of Fantastic Planet, René Laloux. Both were really cool.
Oh, nice.
Josh Morgan with some.
I haven't seen those, but I love Fantastic Planet.
Josh Morgan with more of his Oscar predictions. You might want to save these, Josh, for when we do our own. Cheap plug for later on in the month. But for director, they have PTA for Licorice Pizza, Branagh for Belfast, Campion for Power of the Doog, Hamaguchi for Drive My Car, and Villeneuve for Dune.
Ooh, those are almost mine.
There was a meme of Woody and Stinky Pete as Benedict Cumberbatch from Power of the Doog and Bronco Henry.
Oh, gosh.
My brother loves The Terminal. Haven't watched Cloud Atlas in forever. That was really good. Tom Hanks did a Western last year, News of the World. That's what I said. That's why I made the joke. You only get 25 bonus points. I love Bay Doona's performance in that film. I'm guessing that's Cloud Atlas, right?
Yeah. I had almost forgotten she was Hugo Weaving's daughter in the 30s or 40s story. The makeup is insane. and I don't think it got any nominations at all, despite being a master class in nearly every category, especially editing. Can you imagine editing that thing and making it coherent? It's so crazy.
That's impressive in itself when you think about it. Question is, will Avatar 2 get in for director for picture next year? Which Josh says he's serious or trolling about Avatar 2. That movie's a joke. Well, we don't. The problem is we don't know whether it's a joke because we don't know what the hell it is. All it is still concepts. We know that apparently that's been filmed in Avatar 3 and allegedly part of Avatar 4, so who knows? Josephine saying Hugh Grant's good in Cloud Atlas as 2. Speaking of Avatar 2, The Abyss is criminally underrated. It's my favourite of Cameron's films.
Yes. I mean, it's not my favorite Cameron movie, but it's definitely underappreciated.
Yeah, I personally would still put Aliens there because it's just as good, depending how you look at it, if better, than the original. Even though it's a completely different thing.
I'm kind of a basic bitch. I'm on the T2 train there.
Yeah, that's a fair point as well. Cloud Atlas will be an awesome versus to do in the future. Said Goodfella Tim.
Yeah, the question is, it's like unlike any other movie.
Yeah, that's the problem. Josephine's brother Mike says that he thinks that Cloud Atlas will become a cult classic over time.
I'm hoping it's already on its way there.
First damn Avatar was a joke, says Josh Morgan. It was so much of a joke, it went out back in cinemas to make sure it retook the blooming box office from Avengers Endgame. The cheeky bastards.
I do really love the image of Cameron being at the status he's at and just like sitting in a room by himself being really insecure about having the box office taken away from him.
Yeah. Seems fair. I'm just trying to, I'm seeing, stuff tweeted which was on the blog, 5 minutes ago, and I'm...
This has been a very, very long 11 minutes.
Yes. This is the ad... This is... 2 minutes. Applause, please. Applause. I've got to bring that back. Oh, that was awesome, those couple of years when we got the behind-the-scenes, feed.
Oh, what's this? Oh, just some bullshit. Okay.
No,
this is whenever do you ever watch the Twitter feeds for when you're waiting for the New York or LA critics wins and they take breaks in the middle for lunch that are 2 hours long? And it's what do you do there that is so taxing that
Josephine says, what I love about Cameron, how he invents new technologies for his movies sometimes. He's probably done about 40 probably for Avatar 2 and 3 and 4 and probably 5. Damien Chazelle's got his new film at the end of the year called Babylon. That's probably a shoo-in for next year, right?
Given that it's also about Hollywood, I would say certainly it's got an insane cast brewing too.
Well, I finally got my first point. Best foreign language film goes to Drive My Car.
Surely everybody got that point, I would hope.
Yes.
I don't think I did.
That's why I said. I got my first point. Everybody else got their third. Yeah, as it stands, you and Owen are 3 for 3 on the movie side of stuff. Josh saying the effects of Avatar were nice, but the script could have been written by a 2-year-old in crayon after they've had 6 shots of tequila. I mean, yeah. mean, the fact that the thing was called Unobtainium, I'm like, oh my god. We're doing that stereotype in like a blockbuster. Thoughts on Fern Gully, says Josephine.
Well, I spoke too soon on Twitter refreshing itself. So, oh no, it's just slow. Okay.
Oh, there we go. The other one has been announced. And, yeah, it's the obvious one. We all get points again. We all get our first points on the board, because, unsurprisingly, Best Actor in a TV Comedy went to Ted Lasso and Jason Sudeikis.
Of course it did.
Of course it did.
I wish I had more to comment on that, but I only watched the first half of the
Oh,
first season of that.
And then we just throw in another one. Why didn't you warn us about this? God damn it. From what I remember, well, not that Bry is in this game, but Bry got it right and we got it wrong. Screenplay goes to Branagh for Belfast.
Nice. Yeah, I saw somebody say that they don't go in on PTA that much, and you could tell that he's not in director, but I kind of didn't really put much stock into it, but I guess I should have.
Yeah, Josephine says, I like Fern Gully, but I like Once Upon a Forest so much better.
Wow, I haven't heard that title in forever.
James Cameron invented underwater technology for Avatar 2. You see? He does everything. And Bright, this is something that I didn't realise until I looked at the listing for the films coming out this year. Branagh's directing an untitled Bee Gees biopic.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought of him first, but
And then,
I mean,
just in case you thought that Spielberg was ripping off Branagh, Spielberg is directing and co-writing his own semi-autobiographical film called The Fabelmans, which is again coming out for the end of the year, so could be an awards contention.
so he's just preparing in case he doesn't get all the offers for West Side Story.
Yeah, I guess. I see we've got 10 viewers now. I shouldn't say that because then immediate drop to 9.
Well, before
thank you for watching us, for just looking at. Oh, and then we're doing another one. God damn it. Oh, and to me, I would say it's long overdue, AJ.
So I've abandoned the feeds. I'm just kind of waiting for your announcement.
Yeah, oh. Wait, where was this? Oh, there it is. We got it all wrong for supporting actress in TV. It was not Jennifer Coolidge. It was not Caitlin Dever. It was not Andy McDowell. They actually went for Sarah Snook. Of
course they did.
Her first Globe. Her first Globe for Succession.
Of course, we all said Kieran Culkin, and that was a no-go.
Yeah.
But now they want to go with
As I say, we've got Ted Lasso right. Everything else wrong on TV.
Yeah, before people think I was getting ready to shit talk Ted Lasso before I stopped, the only reason I stopped midway through season 1 of Ted Lasso is because that just tends to happen with me in TV. Because I was really liking what I saw, and then I just kind of didn't get back to it. That's all that happened.
So I need to update this. So currently, AJ and Owen are in the lead with 4. I have 2. I'm trying to work out where the hell it's happening, because
I fail hard.
I'm dreading what our Critics' Choice scores are whenever that happens.
Yeah, will it? They might just not do it. I don't know. Who knows? It's just to be confirmed. It's like out in the ether. Like, I guess it's the well. No, I guess it's the same with the Grammys. They just said no, we're delaying it. If you want to know when, get your Ouija board out, because we don't have a clue.
Yeah, because it's. I think I asked this in the last video too. It's like, are they gonna have to have a time period between when they announce when the show is and to prepare for that show? Because I feel like that would be a decent gap of time that would be needed.
The fact that even the gaming E3 thing that happens like mid-June has already been called off because of the current Omicron variant. I'm like, well, if that's getting given up with, like, in 5 months, in 5 months' time from now, what happens with everything else?
It's serious deja vu from when No Time to Die got delayed for the first time, and people are like, "Oh, that seems like overkill," and then it was over for everything.
Oh, now it says coming soon. The executive director of Outfest, Damien Navarro, will be presenting Best Actor and Best Actress for limited series or TV movie. So at least I can get to where this is. So this is Jessica Chastain and Kate Winslet territory. At least in our predictions. And Keaton and McGregor on the actor front.
I can't say anything too passionate because obviously I haven't seen everything. But I'm just really not liking this lack of love we've been seeing for the White Lotus. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it.
No, but it's like, one, I can't mute myself because I either mute myself on the call or mute myself on the stream or neither or both. So I was just like, how if the Golden Globes are going to be professional as here's a picture on our Twitter feed, I'm like, let's make it interesting.
A picture that's not even a picture of the winner.
Yeah, probably. Josephine's super excited for Fablemans, which is being distributed by Universal. I mean, a lot of Spielberg stuff is Universal, right? Ever since Schindler's List. It's only when he's had to do stuff for other production companies where it's been otherwise.
I just got distracted by Jamie Lee Curtis is apparently saying something.
No, she's showing her support for the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, saying, "I'm proud to be associated with them in this venture." She's not there. It's just something. I don't know. It's a quote. Who are we to know? There's nobody there. There is no evidence. For all we know, this is like blooming, Malcolm McDowell's Caligula. There might be a massive orgy going on. Who knows?
It's some kind of Eyes Wide Shut thing or something.
Yes, Fidelio.
Yeah.
The password is Fidelio. Another film in November, She Said, about the journalist expose of Harvey Weinstein's harassment, starring Carey Mulligan and Zoe Kazan. Wasn't aware of that.
I forgot that was.
And then the I Want to Dance with Somebody, the Whitney Houston biopic, with Casey Lemons directing and Anthony McCartan as the writer. Josephine saying the lack of love for the White Lotus disgusts me. Oh, I guess Jamie,
that's how it would.
Jamie might be there. I'm just looking at this. I'm taking quotes. She talks about the philanthropic work that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association is doing and how they hand out millions of dollars in grants every year. They do it so a very low-key, off-the-record evening of giving. I've been the lucky host of that evening a couple of times and just want to honour and stand with them in this continued advocacy. Whatever that means. Also on the White Lotus front, Josephine says, I want White Lotus to get a SAG Ensemble nomination on the TV side.
I guess the question now is, since there isn't an ensemble for miniseries at SAG, are they going to call it a miniseries, or now that it's been turned into an anthology series, is it considered a drama series?
Ooh, good question.
I would assume since it aired as a miniseries, that's probably where they'll put it. But I have no idea how that works. I still can't remember where they put Fargo, because Fargo is obviously a series now that connects, but I think some places still put it in miniseries.
Binaural Dean giving us a wave emoji. Bry saying, guess who's coming back to the director's chair since 2006? Todd Field has a new movie called Tar.
He was supposed to be doing something else, and I can't remember the title, and I can't remember if that got dropped or what happened, but I've been waiting for him to come back.
Oh shit!
Because In the Bedroom and What Our Children are amazing.
They're finally doing shit. And AJ gets a point because actor in miniseries or TV film does go to Michael Keaton for Dope Sick.
That was a complete stab in the dark. So
6 years after the Birdman stuff, apparently. 6 years, Jesus is old. Amir saying, is this the Golden Globes? Technically, it's us reacting to a live blog / Twitter feed. What was the best film of 2021? We'll find out. I mean, it depends whether you classify film as drama or motion or comedy musical. Then again, with the history of comedy musical, who the hell knows what that even is? David O. Russell's untitled film is also set to come out in November, which is unsurprising.
I feel like he and Adam McKay are taking places at this point.
Yeah. Speaking of Jamie Lee Curtis' favorite Christopher Guest film,
Guffman, easily.
I'd have to go Spinal Tap. In all honesty,
I was trying to figure out if you count Spinal Tap or not, since Reiner technically did it, but it's still definitely a guest movie.
I mean, it's him writing it, right?
Yeah, I think it was him and Shear and McKean, I think.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah, I just love waiting. I actually just rewatched Waiting for Guffman like last month, and that movie makes my sides hurt every time.
Mia says, if you watch Spider-Man No Way Home and Matrix Resurrections. Yeah, the reviews are on the channel from AJ. Cheap plug. Oh, there it is. Oh, the worst kept secret. God damn it. Best actress. Oh my god. I got one that nobody else did. Yes! Screw you, Chastain, and Kate Winslet Winslow.
Oh, that campaigning didn't work. That very public thank you to the Globes that only a handful of people had the nerve to do did not pay off.
Yes.
Well, she's still up for Tammy Faye, isn't she? Even though she's got some steep competition ahead of her.
Not for the night, but yeah, overall. So that's 5, 3, and 4.
I'm starting to have.
They're doing it again. It's like you say you're announcing 2 and then you announce 4. Sick bastard. Best actress in a TV, musical, or comedy. They simply followed the Emmys. Gene Smart for Hacks. I know it's something that you can't really do a versus of. The more and more I'm seeing of Hacks, it's like, how long is it before we get that? Maybe, although it's probably going to be more than one series, so you can't really. But I just get a lot of things pointing towards late night and that.
Because I'm not really sure what Hacks is exactly.
Hacks is basically a Joan Rivers inspired sort of stand up, but her material was written by a bunch of younger people, sort of, as I say, similar to the plot of Late Night, really. Although
That is what it sounds.
big stuff has gone down. Ted Lasso did not win something. Hacks takes best TV, musical, or comedy.
Really?
Yes.
See, this is what I'm talking about, where it was like we give the Globes a lot of shit. I especially have in the past, but it's like they will go their own way if they want to. I'm still thinking about the Jodie Foster thing last year, which.
Trying to have a quick look through. It's annoying that all these awards get announced in blocks of floor, and then I can't even say the words. I can't even be bothered to say take a shot because I'll be drunk. Rewatched Happiness on Thursday. So good, says Josephine. People talk about certain movies being inaccessible. They don't know the meaning of that word until they see happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness, in my opinion, was one of the best cast ensembles of the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, because everybody goes to like Tropic Thunder or something when they say that movie couldn't be made today, and it's like I still can't believe Happiness was made at all. I'm glad it was.
Oh God, we're still going. Damn it, they're doing a fifth. Hey, it caught me even more off guard. I'm even more pleasantly surprised. Barry Jenkins is a Golden Globe. Best TV miniseries / TV film goes to Underground Railroad.
That's unexpected.
Amazon gets a win. Josh says, "What's the worst Best Picture winner?" I'd say Greatest Show on Earth or Green Book.
I mean it's everybody's default answer, but honestly, almost objectively, I'd say it's Cimarron.
I would honestly, in terms of like the ones that I can think of off the top of my head, I would still put Green Book ahead of Crash, despite how Crash was very sort of like, I mean it's dated badly, but even at the time, Green Book I didn't feel was worthy. Whereas Crash, it was only sort of a year or two later that I was like, oof.
With Cimarron, it's like, I'm guessing it was a big production at the time, but it's like if you've ever seen like John Wayne's Lone Star Westerns, which were like a whole series that he did of movies that are only like they're like less than an hour long, and they're all with the same really cheap. Cimarron looks like one of those.
God,
do we have something?
We're still doing it. Best actor in a musical or comedy. Oh. Tension mounting. I'm doing it on purpose just to leave AJ nervous.
Well, I'm assuming if you're that surprised, I'm assuming it's not Garfield or Dinklage, because they'd be the obvious choice.
I'm surprised because I get a point. Garfield for Tick Tick Boom.
Oh, really?
Beats Dinklage, Hoffman,
Good.
Ramos, and DiCaprio.
Good. Justice is served. I haven't seen Dinklage yet, but I just absolutely love Garfield in that, so we're good.
We're just announcing God knows how many awards whenever we feel like. For Netflix, George C. Wolfe, who did Ma Rainey's, has got a biopic film called Rustin about Bayard Rustin, starring Coleman Domingo, that's co-written by Dustin Lance Black along with George C. Wolfe, and legit produced by the Obamas. Well, it's one then. If we're
That's actually
going on the
exciting.
documentary thing a few years back, it's probably one. Or winning a
I
lot.
actually find Wolf pretty exciting as a director because a lot of people complain that Ma Rainey was too play-like, but I kind of loved the way Ma Rainey was put together.
Is Keanu Reeves your favourite actress? I sense an issue here, Amir. If we're talking in terms of actor, I mean, he had that sort of spell where, like, he wasn't great. But arguably, the John Wick trilogy is probably the strongest trilogy that he's been in. There isn't a John Wick film that I haven't gone, I don't like this. Matrix? You can't say that about that. What the hell was that third film?
I'm still kind of baffled by that whole section of John Wick 3 where he's in the desert and how pointless it all was by the time he came back. I don't really know what that was, but maybe as it expands, it'll have purpose.
Shakespeare in Love got a lot of backlash. Yeah, that's still enjoyable, if not for how crazy it is. Green Book's such a racist film. You know the real story, it pisses you off. Yeah.
The Green Book is basically the new Patch Adams in that regard.
Along with Josephine saying, I love the name Trinity, I'd name my daughter that. It says, one of my friends pointed out that Green Book's probably the kind of film that the parents in Get Out would watch. I mean, when you're thinking about that, yes.
All the more telling that it's the year after, it came out the year after Get Out, so it already, like, knew better.
Shakespeare in Love was fine, it had a better script than Saving Private Ryan. They're going so fast. Yes, Bri. I was like best song in a motion picture and best original score in a motion picture, which probably means here comes another 7. The real story behind Green Book: the two men were not friends. The family of Tony the Lip tried for years to make a film, but Shirley didn't approve it. Then when he died, they made the film. Yes, I mean, so far West Side Story's picked up 1 award for supporting actress. We're still waiting on the rest of the ones. It lost out in screenplay, but we've obviously got comedy musical. I forget that. No, yeah, Zegler is nominated for actress.
Yeah, because I said her instead of Haim, and I'm regretting that.
Yeah, we'll see. As I keep switching between whatever the hell's going on. Don Shirky viewed Tony as a racist. Bryce says the Netflix crime thriller called The Good Nurse, directed by Tobias Lindholm, who was the co-writer on Another Round. Written by Christy Wilson Cairns. Well, depending how you feel about Last Night in Soho, that might and to some extent 1917, because there's at least one person that isn't here that was not a good fan of that film.
I'm just kind of split down the middle on Last Night in Soho.
Yeah. You know what the best Edgar Wright film of 2021 was? Sparks Brothers. It's amazing that a documentary is better than his other stuff, but I will say I do being a fan of 60s, 70s music myself, I did appreciate the music, and also I had to work about 4 or 5 times to go, why is Why is Emma Peel from the Avengers sounding like a Cockney? I've never heard her do this accent in anything. That would have made On Her Majesty's Secret Service so much weird. Go on, James, me old China.
I do like the visual of using Thunderball as the visual to tell us which year it is exactly.
Yeah.
I believe that makes it 65.
God bless 65.
Despite Thunderball being one of the weaker Bond movies, but the visual's nice.
Ma Rainey was wonderful, as was Mass this year. Also like a play. There was one thing I saw regarding that. Apparently that Aston Martin was like missing for years, and they've now found it in the Middle East. It was a whole podcast thing that was done in the build-up to No Time to Die, and then it's like 4 months later, it's like they found it, apparently. They're not exactly saying where, because they don't want anybody else to, I guess, steal it. But somehow it's ended up in the Middle East after it was stolen, like from an airport, like it was an Ocean's 11 style thing. Nobody had a clue as to what happened. Please, at least one win for Licorice Pizza. There's still the Marilyn Monroe biopic at Blonde with Ana de Armas. When is the Super Bowl this year? 3-4 weeks time, I think. Like second Sunday in February. And we've still got Watiti's next goal wins. Yeah. I'm amazed that I'm being able to go through the chat so much. I'm like, where is it? Where's the picture? Where's the live blog? We're gonna get 7. Blonde, directed by Andrew Dominic. Thoughts on his movies? My Brother Loves Killing Them Softly and Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. I said the full thing for you, Josephine, because that's also like one of the awesome. Like, why is the title that long?
I love Jesse James. I believe Dominic also did Chopper, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was great. And Killing Them Softly took me a couple of watches to get it, but once it clicked, it was like, oh, this is actually amazing.
And Yorgos
incredible cast too. Holy shit!
Yorgos Lanthimos has got a new movie this year as well. Where's director Bong? That's what we need now. Where's director Bong?
I'm like kind of psyched out of my mind to know where else Lanthimos can go now, and I really want to.
Oh, that might piss some people off. Best original song we all got wrong because it went to Billie Eilish for No Time to Die.
As soon as you said that Brian said it when we started this, I was like, I should have said that.
Which
I just feel like lately that it's almost like the Bond picks. It's like the Bond picks are just default picks at this point.
I mean, the problem is No Time to Die is a good song, so I would not object to that. I'm getting on this soapbox again. Skyfall was a good song, so I have no complaints with that. The one in between, which is like Voldemort, It Shall Not Be Named.
I heard a cover recently of Writings on the Wall that's actually really good, and I can't for the life of me remember what her name is. I can probably find out very quickly.
Ooh, point for AJ. Best score. Dune.
I love that, especially because I only picked it because I wanted it. I wasn't going to actually go for it. Zimmer and his bagpipes finally score something. Literally.
I'm just checking 1, 2, yeah, we haven't done any other
Sophia
TV ones.
Sophia Karlberg does that version of Writings on the Wall. That's actually quite good.
There we go. So AJ's currently on 6. Me and Owen both on 4.
I love how crucial Greenwood's score is for Power of the Dog, and how, like I said, it's basically its own character. But if Zimmer can take the season, that would be nice. I would really love that.
Oh, director Bong's making an animated film. I appreciate that. To some extent, he's doing a Danny Boyle slash. I mean, I can't say Edgar Wright but practically everything that he does is he tries to do a different genre with every film that he's done, to some extent.
I guess you could throw Ang Lee into that category as well.
Yeah. Especially with some of his more recent ones and everything.
You used to be able to say that about Mangold before he got into the Wolverine stuff, but he's still... Forward's Ferrari came after that, so he's still spreading out his range.
So Yorgos is working with Emma Stone again, along with Willem Dafoe, Rami Youssef, and Mark Ruffalo. That looks a strong cast.
Did you just say Willem Dafoe's going to be in a Lanthimos movie?
Yeah, apparently so. Whoa!
That's the best news I've ever heard.
This never happens for the Oscars. It's just like, oh god. I'm so pleased to be wrong. And I think whoever it was in the chat, maybe Bry was wrong. Best actor in a drama goes to Will Smith.
Yeah, of course it does. This is the
Cumberbatch gets nothing.
I was saying that he had to have a jumping off point somewhere, and this is that. And then he'll get all the big ones from here on, is what I think will happen. Unless Cumberbatch takes SAG or something. But I mean, there's always Denzel, which I'm always secretly hoping for, but because fuck Casey Affleck, but we don't have to open up that wound or anything. We'll just somebody show me the last shot of the assassination of Jesse James again. That'll be
yeah.
Spoilers, I guess.
Let me just do that in the spreadsheet so it's easier.
Yeah, I would say this is the beginning of
a
long Will Smith path.
Again, I lose track that we've only got 30 minutes to go, so we're just getting through these. Cody Smith McPhee gets supporting actor for Power of the Doog.
Yeah, I think I said Coates probably.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure because I can imagine Disney getting dethroned eventually.
Owen went with Dawn.
Who would do it? Because I don't know why, I just can't imagine him. There's a couple of reasons I can't imagine him going all the way, actually. There's the thing we brought up before about how the Academy is not near as crazy about young actors as they are young actresses. Then there's also the whole thing of how his performance is so insanely downplayed. I'm surprised it's sweeping as much as it is.
Amir saying, was Venom 2 a great film of 2021? Ooh. I mean, in terms of sort of a popcorn style film, I'd say it was probably about alright. It shouldn't be in awards lists. But...
So I can't tell what level these questions are being asked.
Well, at the same time,
ironic on ironic.
Says Doom was a great movie and there's a sequel to it. I hope Doom 2 will be as good as the first one. So, Bryce saying, I still say Billie Eilish is overrated, and then the Dune. Josh Morgan, Just Look Up is the best song of the year. I still haven't heard it because I haven't got a feed of it. I'm so annoyed. Just the local art house is showing licorice pizza, and I'm not paying that much for it. They all bothered to have the 355 on, but not like good. Universal didn't want to give you the good shit. They just want to give you the shit. Well, the average shit.
I just recently learned that the 355 is apparently by the guy that did. I can't remember his name now. He's the guy that did like Dark Phoenix, and he's the guy that basically
Simon Kinberg.
He sent X-Men in the wrong direction.
Simon Kinberg is like, oh no. Richard Linklater's got his Apollo 10.5 coming out this year as well, and Del Toro's Pinocchio. Bry did say Will Smith. I can't remember who said Cumberbatch. Somebody did. Josh Moore says, Don't Look Up is brilliant, but not accepted because it's a scathing satire of a Trump administration's response to COVID.
That's a tricky thing because I have found with Adam McKay, from my personal perspective, that you can agree with every single thing he's saying, and somehow it can still feel extremely heavy-handed.
Josephine's brother is going to be pissed because he wanted Cumberbatch to win, as do I. Josephine says to you, AJ, I won't forget the fuck Casey Affleck party idea with Casey dressed as a ghost. And then some hype for Cody winning. When are we going to get the release date for Killers of the Flower Moon? Trying to remember what that one is.
That's the Scorsese, the big, massive, like, Western Scorsese with DiCaprio and De Niro and Brendan Fraser. The one where they built an entire church from the ground up.
Oh, so like Silence, but even more holy shit. I mean, it's going to be on Apple TV Plus. So considering how I guess Martin's already happy with streaming services, considering Netflix, the Irishman. So
That's where, I mean, if he's gonna get those budgets, he might as well.
Was Jamie Foxx great in Pixar's Soul? Which Bryce says yes. Yeah, I think he delivered in that. It was a good performance. It's always interesting how you get the right performance from just a voice thing.
I was just pleased that Richard Armaldi was in it. That's all I need.
My brother and I laughed at the 355 trailer during French Dispatch, and not out of being humoured, but of its stupidity.
Okay, what? First off, why were they playing the 355 trailer on the French Dispatch? How do those audiences cross over?
Universal? That's all I can think of. Is Tom Holland going to be in Venom 3? I don't know. We don't do gossip. Well, we might do. I don't know. I don't even know whether Tom Holland's going to be in anything, considering how he's going to be busy with Uncharted, and apparently he just loves that now.
I don't really know how to answer Marvel questions without like, are we still in a no spoilers territory, or has No Way Home been out long enough, or what?
No, I think considering how it's like $1.5 billion at the box office, no.
Well, there's always going to be somebody that gets pissed off.
If you told me 6 months ago that Power of the Dog would have a happier ending than Don't Look Up, I wouldn't have believed you.
I love that comment.
I mean, depending how you feel about Meryl Streep, you might like the ending of Don't Look Up. I don't know. I guess we can spoil that. Jesse Plemons is in Killers of the Flower Moon as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Amia's saying about what Key and Peele in Toy Story 4, yeah, but I still think their sketch of the football players is the best thing that they've ever done. First name, last name, college, university.
I kind of love the horror sketches of Key and Peele because you can literally see the makings of Get Out in
Oh yeah,
where
and
it's like, oh, this seems random in a comedy show, and then it's
and
like, oh well,
and to some
somebody
extent,
eventually.
yeah, to some extent us as well. And then of course we got
Yeah.
Nope coming out later on in the year.
I believe reuniting with Kaluuya, which should be fun. I think Stephen Yeun is in there. Because I think Clemens was supposed to be in that. I want to say it was Stephen Yeun that replaced him, but I'm not positive on that.
I was just wondering what the hell that was. Hard. Okay, hard drives are going weird.
Well, Twitter finally decided to catch up.
Did I push the hard drive thing in hard enough? Oh, what's going on? I did watch Street Gang, the Sesame Street documentary on HBO Max. It's fine, but Won't You Be My Neighbor's better. Yeah, I'd probably say that's right. Like Avatar 2, questions for Black Panther Wakanda Forever for picture, or was it just a time thing for the MCU? I think with all the issues that's having behind the scenes with its lead and their behavior regarding certain COVID issues, it's probably tainted enough as it is.
Easy. Even on top of that, didn't she also have an injury?
Yeah.
It's like I feel like the stars are aligning and trying to tell us something about Letitia Wright.
Yeah.
I've heard some people starting to, because the first thing was you can't replace Chadwick Boseman, never replace Chadwick Boseman. Now I keep hearing that they should, and I don't know how that would go over. I can't imagine them actually doing it, but I don't even know where they would start casting wise. But
I don't want to say we've got. I don't want to say that we've got to the luncheon bit, but we're just talking about anything that isn't the Globes right now.
yeah, because how else do you like? I kind of assume we would just sit like kind of bullshit in between because there's only so much we can say about these winners and how this is even gonna. We don't even know like because so many people seem to be steering so clear of the Globes. It's almost like are they intentionally gonna go against what these winners are?
They're doing it again. Here we go. More announcements. And I get a point. Best Actress in a TV Drama, MJ Rodriguez for Pose. Pose does get some acknowledgement this year. Depends how you feel about Trump. You may like Don't Look Up, Streep's best performance in years. Oh, I've heard that it's very divisive, and generally I liked Vice, and that was considered just as divisive. I didn't fully appreciate the ending about how it got a bit too meta.
There is one thing I don't think I've mentioned yet, and I didn't mention it when I talked about it in the video, but there was one thing about Don't Look Up that was really confusing to me. And I'm afraid to like start in on it because I feel like Globe stuff's gonna start coming in if it didn't already, judging by your expression.
Yeah.
Of course.
Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. I mean, Amia will be happy. Rachel Zegler for West Side Story.
That is one point I did not want to get. Yeah. Well, I still think Alana Haim is ahead of her as far as which one would get an Oscar nomination first this year. Because I think the industry is going to go in hard on Licorice Pizza because the industry fucking loves PTA.
One of Meryl Streep's most underrated performances, in my opinion, is The River Wild, says Josephine.
I love The River Wild so much.
If Cody Smith-McPhee does win the Oscar, he'll be the youngest one to win since Timothy Hutton in '81. Of which Josh Morgan says, "I hope Troy cuts a kid's ass." Josephine also asks thoughts on Angels in America. I don't know how to feel about Angels in America because I saw the National Theatre / Broadway one from like a few years back, and I'd say that's much better than the 2000 television one.
Yeah, I love the cast of Mike Nichols's version, the TV version. But it was just I don't know if I had trouble connecting to it or what. Because it was like I just kind of kept like it's another place where I loved it was one of the first times I saw Mary Louise Parker and really loved her. And Jeffrey Wright. But I just for some reason I just had trouble connecting. I don't know if it was the style or the story or what, but I don't know. But as far as an acting showcase, it's on another level.
Oh, Key and Peele are also writing and starring in Wendell and Wild, and a new stop-motion dark fantasy comedy horror Netflix film from Henry Selick on Netflix.
Nice.
Licorice Pizza's going home empty-handed, which Josephine has gone, "Fuck this, I'm devastated, it's gonna go away empty-handed, this is bullshit." Lorraine's managed to get in, just finished The Lost Daughter, but glad to catch some of this. Probably more entertaining than whatever the hell this has been. Let's look at a Twitter feed. It's basically become a Twitter feed / AMA of some sort. I don't know if France will submit this next year for international, but Michel Hazanavicius, who made The Artist, has got a new French film called Final Cut. Well, if we know the French, they don't submit the film that might actually get them a win. Could go Petite Maman, but no, Titan, because, you know.
I never saw Hazanavicius' remake of The Search, but I heard it was not great, so I was wondering if, like, I would say if The Artist was a fluke, but I'm not familiar with his work prior to The Artist, so I don't know if I can even say that, but,
Final Cut will be premiering at Sundance, which I guess is end of the month, from what I remember.
Yeah, the last thing I heard was they were, like, going virtual now, but I'm assuming all the dates are still the same.
Amir says, have we seen In the Heights? I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was brilliant. If you want a true Lin-Manuel Miranda film, it's called Tick Tick Boom.
I'm pretty much in the same, but I like In the Heights, but I feel like if it had more of like if Miranda had done it himself, even though Tick Tick Boom was like his first directorial effort, I just wonder if it was more like he wasn't just visiting the set, playing that small part. But do we have something?
No.
It was visually inspired, and the performance of the grandma was great. That's what I mainly remember.
Amir, yeah, I forgot to. I missed this one, Amir, but with everything going on, it's hard to keep track of everything. Yeah, Harrison Ford did get injured while filming Indiana Jones 5. He's done a lot of things while filming Indiana Jones 5, to be fair. I've heard a lot of things about him on that set, which have been a bit. You should. I know you say you want to do less films, but then you keep getting injured on these films. So I'm like, what are you trying to do?
I know the answer to this, but I'm drawing a blank on who's doing Indiana Jones 5. I know. Was it Mangold, maybe?
Let's double check. Indiana Jones. This is about the character. If you are looking for the thing, please click on this. Untitled fifth film. There we go. Yeah, directed by James Mangold. Apparently Ford versus Ferrari wasn't doing well enough. Toby Jones is in it, which is good. And Mads Mikkelsen. And Thomas Kretschmann. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Oh, hold on. There's a possibility of good stuff here. Antonio Banderas. Maybe. That's all we know. That's all we know.
It's weird. So close together. With Indiana Jones and Scream, we're getting two franchises where their first 4 entries are the same director, and then their 5th entry is somebody else.
Oh, up next, Kimberly Batista, founder and exec director of Justice for My Sister, presenting Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. So it's coming in minutes.
So the West Side Story Award.
God.
Speaking of course, we were just talking about Indiana Jones. Of course, this is when that comes up.
Imagine if it wasn't, though.
That'd be hilarious. I would laugh my fucking ass off right now.
Oh, I'm trying to keep an eye on it now because I was. It's annoying because it's like I want to say something completely different. The least they could have done was do a live stream and have members of the HFPA announce the winners. You'd have thought that, Smurfy boy. But from what I remember, per the deal that they have, anything that is broadcast from the Golden Globes technically is property of NBC, even when NBC don't want to show it. Contracts, everybody. I liked In the Heights too, but I didn't like the CGI dancing. Yeah, I guess that's COVID for you. I saw The Lost Daughter at the cinema pub, drank too many beers and passed out, waking up to see the final 2 minutes. Wow. Oh. I don't know whether I need to say that Red Rocket is getting Oscar buzz for Simon Rex.
We don't talk about Red Rocket.
Yeah. Josh, if you want any reason as to that, watch some of our previous live Popcasts. I think it was
the last nominations predictions video. I mentioned it.
AJ is conflicted for various reasons.
I hate this. I can't even watch the new Hollywood Reporter Roundtable because fucking Simon Rex is there. And it's like, oh, Sean Baker's original script is going to be brilliant. It's so brilliant. I can't listen to it.
Looking at Sundance, Jesse Eisenberg's making a directorial debut, a film called When You Finish Saving the World, which is A24 distributed, which probably means it won't get any Oscar buzz.
I can't express how much I love Jesse Eisenberg. But why do I get the feeling his directorial debut is going to be something pretentious as fuck? I just have a feeling. Just a feeling.
Why is Jim Carrey in Sonic 2? Because that was the sting at the end of Sonic 1 to build to the sequel. Because apparently we need Idris Elba Knuckles. Oh, Josephine saying, had so much fun chatting with you guys. Way past my bedtime for Sunday night. Have work tomorrow. Good night. Thanks for stopping in, Josephine. You can watch the rest of this on archive for whatever the hell this shit show is. I'm still waiting. Like, you said 6 minutes ago you're going to present the winners for Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. Where is it?
This is more absurd because we know what it is. It's not going to be anything else.
Do we though? Do we though? I didn't think the Hollywood Foreign Press would be like awesome in going for something like Squid Game. So it's like, are they gonna go for something else that is awesome? Because it shouldn't be that, because it's, I don't know.
Well, they obviously don't have much love for licorice pizza, so it'd be really random if it was that.
Wait for
Does
it
it
to
have
be
another?
that. I don't know.
I mean, unless it would be Don't Look Up, that would make news.
Just, I don't need.
I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember what the others are. Tick Tick Boom is here, right? That'd be amazing.
Josh saying Red Rocket is basically a biopic on Rex's life. I'm just leaving it there.
Yeah, it's essentially what Magic Mike was for Channing Tatum, where it's like that was like his actual life,
Yeah.
and then he and his buddy like came up with a script.
Yeah.
Just you add certain characters in there.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be so original, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking.
Samir saying, was Seth Rogen in a live-action Lion King? Was it a live-action Lion King? None of it was live action.
Said the Globes didn't think so apparently.
Where was the actual like it was animated as fuck. Not live action. There wasn't even a human in it.
How are we still waiting on this?
Yes. It's like this ceremony is supposed to last 90 minutes. We still have, hang on, let's have a look. Yeah, they still haven't announced Best TV Drama, I think.
Or actor drama.
Or director. Or actress in a drama. Or the big two of Best Musical or Comedy and Best Drama. So I guess that's the final 5. This is the 8 minutes. This is the 8 minutes, everybody. 6 awards are coming. Best TV Drama and the other 5 from the movies section. And then we can work out what the hell's going on. No, hang on. So it is 5. So yeah, actress, drama, director, the 2 significant ones, and best TV drama. So it is 5. So yeah, considering how they just announced them, what the hell? I should probably check on this to make sure they haven't already been announced that I'm not aware of, because somebody didn't notice it in the thing. Okay, so there's the 4 missing there, and yeah, we don't know drama. Good. Panic over. Again, this is 10 minutes ago now that apparently we're going to announce the stuff. Like, what? Since we're getting a sequel to Cruella, does that mean future versus the live-action Glenn Close movies versus the live-action Emma Stone movies? Ooh.
I don't really. Well, no. Somebody tried to explain this to me. how you make a sequel to Cruella without just remaking 101 Dalmatians? I mean, how is that not going to be what it is? The explanation I heard was how like Cruella kind of set up its own paths, which I guess kind of makes sense, but
see, Bryce
I
said
just can't.
finally. This is annoying. Bryce said finally as if they've announced something, and their website is like not doing anything. I'm like, oh god, is it on Twitter? Refresh everything. No, that's still Best Actress in a Motion Picture or Comedy. Christ, stop getting my hopes up. I thought they were doing something. They're not. Damn it.
I was gonna say that like 5 seconds of dead air we just had is the perfect personification of this show.
Oh, and they've now changed it to Michaela J. Rodriguez. I guess they realised, oh wait, that's what she wants to be, or they want to be. Oh, there we go. They finally. 2 minutes ago they pressed it, but the blog. Great refreshing there, guys. Amir is happy again. West Side Story does take Best Musical Comedy.
You are fucking kidding me. I am shocked. Whoa.
How can this be?
Shit.
My God. Oh,
Right,
now
so that's 4.
Now
4 left.
wait, we had to wait 10 minutes for that, and now we're getting somebody else to come out. That is the equivalent of a lunch. We had 10 minutes at nothing, and then 1 award, and then 3 or 4 minutes of nothing. The president of Indie Collect, Sandra Schulberg, will be announcing. See, they're saying present the award. Nobody's there. How can you present it? So allegedly next we have Best Actress in the Motion Picture Drama and Best Director. Which I guess means TV drama and drama are the final 2? Maybe? Unless they just say it now? Who knows?
Well, this build up to actress, I kind of feel the same way I do about West Side Story just now. It's like they're gonna have to throw a massive curveball for it to not be Stewart. Like, is there even much anticipation to be had here?
I mean, I honestly think they could give it to Gaga.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, because, I mean, we've seen some, like, we've seen some questionable choices tonight, I would say. You know, it's not everybody agrees in No Time to Die. Certainly, we've seen people in chat not happy about Will Smith winning for Best Actor. On the TV front, Hacks, you know, Hacks winning, I think everything. It was no. Then again, no. 2 of the Hacks actresses were up against each other for Best Actress. So. Up soon. Oh, they've changed it now. It's not up next, it's up soon. Quick, back to the chat.
The TV stuff just goes so in one ear and out the other to me every season. It's like I'm trying to take mental note, because it's like I will be asking myself questions about this season, next season, that I'm not even going to remember. It's like, what won this again? Or what was up here again?
I still recommend AJ do a versus on the Jungle Book remake. So I guess that would be the Favreau Jungle Book versus Mowgli, I'm guessing.
I was thinking that, or the Stephen Sommers one from '94.
Yeah, that one as well, of course. Disney's doing everything to avoid the fact that Cruella wants to kill puppies just to make a go.
Let us not forget the Sabu Jungle Book from 1942. I mean, if you want to throw that into the mix.
Yeah, but that's the original. Does that mean the Disney one's the remake? Oh no. Sabu. Jungle Book live action was not as good as the classical film back in the 19th century. Oh, we're talking like the original silent one? Blimey. Amir never watched No Time to Die. To be fair, I don't think some people... The fact that it only came out over here directly before Christmas, yet somehow was still the most purchased digital / DVD of like 11 million copies in the UK. Okay, so Bry's signaling out the 94 remake versus the... So I guess we're just talking the Disney ones then. The 94 remake versus the 2016 remake. But do we include Mowgli It was just called Mowgli, wasn't it? I think it was originally going to be called like Jungle Book Origins, but then they thought that'd be too much confusion.
Yeah.
Because I feel that needs to be included because, of course, Circus had that idea and was working on it before Disney even thought of it.
Feel your pain, Andy Serkis.
Josh, that is why we don't talk about Wed Rocket. I can't even say it. Take a shot.
I saw Mowgli when it came out, and it's even in a review video somewhere, and I'm just completely drawing a blank on a single scene that was in it. I think there was like a cute and cuddly animal in it that died, and that was really shocking, but that's all I remember. And Bale was in there somewhere. I think he was Bagheera or something. That's it. That's as far as my memory of Mowgli goes.
Mia says, what was the best MCU movie of 2021? I guess technically Spider-Man, because of... Even though it's Sony, because I think Eternals under-delivered. And Black Widow was a great 2/3, and then just lost its way with the CGI-heavy final third.
Shang-Chi is great. I feel like...
Oh, I keep forgetting that one.
I feel like most of the stuff I hear about Black Widow from the people I've heard from is negative. So I almost feel in a minority that I actually like Black Widow.
Oh, I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was as good as it could have been. As I say, that final third, if there was a bit more tweaking to it.
Yeah. And having the absolute gift of having Ray Winston as your villain should have been much more. I know villains aren't the MCU's strength, like notoriously, but I would have really loved well, maybe not No Holds Barred Ray Winston, like not like Nil by Mouth or anything. That would have been not MCU friendly, but
if only Sexy Beast Ray Winston was in Cats, it might have been interesting. What is taking so long? I don't know. Oh, hang on. What the fudgy dudge? Best actress. Oh my god. Owen is going to be kicking himself. Best actress in a drama goes to Nicole Kidman for being the Ricardos.
well,
She wins again. I think that's like her fourth win in total, and has been nominated 16 times. That is a new thing to write down in the Globes rulebook. Never rule out Nicole Kidman. There we go.
I mean, obviously it should be noted. We kind of already alluded to this, but it should really be noted. This year, especially of all years, we can't like count on the Globes changing the race in any way. But that is very interesting that just happened.
Oh wow! Again, we're going straight into it. Damn it! Best director. Amir will not be happy. Jane Campion for Power of the Doogie Howser.
Of course. I can't remember if I said her or Spielberg when we did our prediction video.
Well, we all went Spielberg because we were like, it's the Globes. Of course they're going to go West Side Story.
It was kind
Like
of
with
reminding
nearly
me
all the other
again,
categories.
yeah, to go back to Hazanavicius for the artist, it was reminding me of like when Scorsese won for Hugo here, when the artist was sweeping. I figured that's what Spielberg would do, but guess not.
The Globes want to prove their credibility and they give it to Nicole Kidman. Bry saying I called it. Campion's going to be sweeping. They want the female back-to-back wins for the Oscar. And Bry
I mean,
is like
DGA could always do something crazy.
Bry doing the Owen Wilson. Wow. In regards
That's
to
a
the
really-
Nicole Kidman. You just talk like that. It's sort of like the Adam Sandler voice for little Nicky. So we've got 2 left because they be wild and crazy award ceremony. So TV
Wait,
drama.
did we ever? I was gonna say, did we ever finish out TV? I don't.
No, TV
No.
drama is coming up next, and then it will be motion picture drama, and then it's brilliant. This isn't even
they-
live. This is supposed to be a 90-minute private ceremony. It's currently gone 97 minutes. They're running late on something which isn't even time for.
By the way, did we ever do actor in a drama series? Did I miss that?
Yeah, that was Jeremy Strong. They did that like right at the start.
That's right. Okay.
Screw Brian Cox, screw Billy Porter, and screw Squid Game. I say that, and they're just about to announce that Squid Game has won Best TV Drama.
I mean, that would even the Squid Game Succession score. It makes sense.
Yeah. I'm trying to bring up the. Yeah, Wikipedia hasn't updated yet in terms of who got the most wins and who got the most stuff. I guess technically so far, Succession and Hacks are level on 2 awards each on TV. And on the film front, the love has been widely spread apart from the 2 wins. Yeah. It's been solo wins for everything. Oh no, supporting actor for Power of the Doog as well. So it's 2 Power of the Doogs and 2 West Side Stories. Sorry, 3 West Side Stories. I'm guessing that probably means Power of the Doogs probably getting. Oh, there we go. Best TV drama goes to the one, of course, we didn't go for. Succession.
Fine.
Poe's got something at least, but yeah, they just want to acknowledge that Squid Game was there, and for the old bloke who might be a plot spoiler. That's about it. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Wow. It says a lot that I lead the way on TV with 3. That's the lowest I think we've ever got.
Prediction-wise, this show is always a disaster for me. It's been that way since we started.
Yeah, but normally you get more than 2. And Owen gets more than 1. It's like...
We'll just chalk this up and say this is an asterisk year for the Globes. That's what it is. That's all it is.
I mean, I can have that excuse because I've only got 3 on the films, whereas Owen has 5, and you have 7 as it stands. We'll see what happens. It's like so. Luckily, it hasn't refreshed yet. So to run it over.
I've also noticed that.
Go ahead.
I've also noticed that watching the stuff for TV has never done me any favors. Like if I hadn't White Lotus, I probably wouldn't have said Jennifer Coolidge. It's like, oh, she's so great in that. They must have gone with her, even though I haven't seen the other nominees.
So so we got Power of the Doog as AJ's choice. I went with Belfast. Owen went with Dune. Watch it be King Richard. Watch it be King Richard.
That screenplay win for Belfast could be telling.
Maybe.
I think did we to our credit, the three of us, didn't we mention in the video that we wouldn't be surprised if King Richard actually did get this?
Possibly, but the fact that all
Not
it
that
has,
means anything, but
I'd have thought it might have been in with more, but then of course it wasn't nominated for either screenplay or director, so I'm just waiting for.
Was Ellis here?
Oh yeah, but she lost out to Debose for West Side.
I was thinking she was nominated, but I couldn't remember for sure.
Will Squid Game be in drama at the Emmys? I mean, I'd have thought so because of the eligibility period. We'll have to see. Bry says my parents saw The Humans last weekend, saying it was one of the stupidest movies they've ever seen and wondered why it got a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What I wasn't expecting was how fucking weird it is. The Humans has more jump scares in it than a lot of horror movies. It's weird. I mean, I kind of like it, but it's weird.
Yeah.
In a very unexpected way.
Mia says, "How was the Kingsman movie?" I mean, if you want full thoughts, I think that video's gone up, right, AJ?
Yeah, it's that with something else. The Matrix, I believe.
Yeah.
It's the Matrix and Kingsman together. A lot of people don't like it, but it took me a minute. I didn't like it for about an hour. And I was like, damn, this is so disappointing. But then somewhere it kind of kicked in for me because it's one of those cases where it's like it takes you a while to realize what they're doing exactly. Like there's a whole there's a lot of times where it doesn't feel like a Kingsman movie, and I think that's what puts people off. Like there's a whole section in the middle where it feels like 1917 and plays it totally straight, but then once that section of the story reaches its destination, it's like, oh, now I get what they were doing. And then like I think it's that people don't like it as a whole, but like the individual stuff and the way it adds up was just kind of working for me. Mm-hmm. But there was a large chunk there at the beginning where I was like, I'm just not into this at all. But then it just kind of started to click as it went, and I was able to really appreciate it. So I can totally get the not great reception that it got, but I was into it.
So it's in. Best drama goes to Power of the Doog.
Of course.
So Power of the Dog and West Side Story take 3 apiece, with everything else getting, I think, 1. So King Richard, Ricardo's, Tick Tick Boom, Belfast, No Time to Die, Dune, Encanto, and Drive My Car. Then again, of course, some of them only had 1 nomination anyway. And then on the TV front, Succession had 3, and Hacks with 2, and then the other winners, Underground Railroad for Amazon. Which I'm trying to think. I guess that wouldn't be Amazon's first Golden Globe because of obviously all the Mrs. Maisel stuff. Maybe the TV miniseries? Have to look that up. FX got some for Pose, finally getting some recognition after a few years. Jason Sudeikis gets recognition for Ted Lasso, but misses out on the best TV musical, Two Hacks. Dope Sick, Michael Keaton got some acknowledgement. Kate Winslet for Mayor of Easttown. Oh Young-soo for Squid Game. And there's Succession, Sarah Snook with its third one as well. So, yeah.
Well, I guess if we're going to say something to wrap up, I guess it would just be to reiterate what I said before about how I can see Power of the Dog continuing this streak, probably through Critics' Choice. But then it'll be... Because this won't be the year that they want to promote a streaming service with theaters having just made a comeback, but then possibly running into obstacles again as we're going into this year. So it'll be. I feel like it'll eventually be down to Belfast, Licorice Pizza, and West Side Story. Because I still feel like Licorice Pizza is kind of a sleeper in this race at the moment, because once the guilds start coming out in the industry awards, we could go in a totally different direction very easily.
Bry only missed 4 awards, so I guess they were predictable for the right people, missing out on Garfield, Zegler, Smith-McPhee, and Kidman. The Rain says, as a native New Yorker, the humans annoyed me so much. Bringing 9/11 into it was so lazy and cliche. Blame the play.
And there's the whole thing of not just the guilds eventually maybe taking over and giving it to other things, but once again, just the whole idea that the industry seems to be trying to pretend these don't exist. I don't know. People are probably going to put way too much weight on what just happened. But they often do anyway, but we'll see. But I imagine that people like us that are doing this right now and watching them as they come out will probably be the most attention that these get this season.
Amir saying, I like Spider-Man more than Matrix and Kingsman. But then also, an interesting one. I thought Pixar's Luca was better than Encanto. I'm honestly wondering on the Disney front. I mean, okay, it didn't happen with Soul. Or no, did Soul get some sort of release in cinemas last year? I'm trying to remember. Or was it Soul?
I'm thinking it might not have.
It certainly didn't over here, I think. It was only on Disney Plus over here. I'm trying to think whether it was... Because, of course, Raya did come out in cinemas. Luca didn't. And then Encanto did. So is it honestly a case of the ones that they can be bothered to get to the cinema that suddenly become, like, better? Even though other ones, get left on the wayside.
I'm still just over here psyched that Mitchell's vs. Machines got a physical release. That makes me happy.
Even over here as well. I'm even more psyched that the Beatles Get Back is getting a physical release. I thought that was going to be stuck on Disney Plus forever. It's like, no, we're getting a Blu-ray, and IMAX screens are getting the rooftop concert bit, just that, for one weekend in February, around the same time as the Bowl of Soup. In which case, screw the Bowl of Soup.
So, I'm still just waiting on a physical copy of fucking Hamilton needs to come out as soon as possible.
Briar's confirmed what I wasn't sure of. It was just Disney Plus for Soul worldwide. Maybe Amir says maybe Pixar's Luca didn't win because they had younger actress, in the roles. I mean, maybe. The interesting point, though, that I saw this past week, which we might as well, bring up because I'll forget in a week. We don't talk about we don't talk about Bruno, right?
Yeah, the one that's like topping the charts and everything.
Yes, the one that's topping the charts didn't even get put forward by Disney. So maybe they're not going to win. Lin-Manuel will still be waiting.
I feel like we kind of went through this with the 2011 Muppet movie, where everybody liked the first song, but it was Man or Muppet that got in. But then, that's a weird year anyway, because that was the year where there were only 2 nominees.
Yeah, that was a cluster of all the fucks.
The only thing to take away from it is that Brett McKenzie has an Oscar, and that means that something's gone right in this world. So at least there's that.
Yeah. And it looks like to change some of my nominations predictions, and it might change again depending on the SAG nomination, says Bry, which is a good sort of, I guess, segue into what hopefully we're doing next week. The aim is next week to go back to the Monday slot, because we're only doing it tonight because of this weird shit. So, Wednesday morning UK time, we're going to get the announcement of the BAFTA long lists. The key thing for that is it's the long list for every single category. So it will give us a sort of idea as to where we might need to think, and then where is the British skew on so many of the things. And then also, I guess, 5-6 hours later, because America, the SAGs announced their nominations. I'm pretty sure.
That's gonna be a really interesting day. I'm actually pretty excited for Wednesday.
Yeah, January the 12th. January the 12th is the SAGs. All the other stuff is the 27th. I think the Satellite Awards, which we're not covering in terms of picks, but I was going to keep an eye on, they got shoved to March, so we'll kick that into the long grass until then. And then in terms of the other guilds, yeah, the editors are the 21st. Production guilds are the 24th. I think the editors actually moved their date from like February to March as well. They're still announcing the nominations, but the ceremony's moved because they want it to be in person. In which case, is it going to, as you said earlier, is it going to be a No Time to Die? It indefinitely moves. Cinematographers, January 25. Sound mixing, January 25. Costume, 27th. Oh, makeup and hair is January the 11th. So we are going to get that in terms of the guilds. Visual effects and sound editing. Which is always the problem, because it's like, I have to include sound editing and sound mixing, even though they're now just sound. But the guilds still exist, so we have to acknowledge them both.
I'm still pissed because I just figured out how to separate the two. Right, or I correctly predicted that 1974's Ferrari split. And it's like, okay, I think I've got these categories now, and then that's when we switch to one.
Amir saying on the animated front, it's the same issue when Zootopia won and Moana didn't win back in 2016. I was confused because I forgot what Zootopia was, because of course over here it's called Zootropolis.
It is funny that Moana seems to be the significantly more popular movie now because what do I call it? Zootopia was such a juggernaut its year. Like I remember it being like an easy win, but now like Moana's the one that's kind of stood the test of time. The test of time being 5 years, but still.
The fact that it keeps showing up in like the top 10 on the Nielsen stuff, despite its age, Anywho, I guess, put your final stuff in the chat, because we'll see you here next year when we celebrate 80 years of the Golden Globes. Wait, so you're not going to have a live ceremony next year? We're going to have to look at a Twitter feed again? Is that what you're saying? What is this? What is this HFPA? Thanks to our incredible grantees who joined us tonight in our celebration. Did you? Do we have any pictures of this? No. We just have random stills from various different articles you've done over the past few weeks.
How do we know that one dude in some dark room somewhere didn't just hijack their account and is just putting random wins out there?
It's one of these. The Twitter has been taken over by by Homer Simpson. Didn't do it? Yeah. Dwayne was in Moana. But then Dwayne is in practically everything as it stands now. You see a film and it's like, was Dwayne considered for that? Probably. I'm just waiting for him to show up in the MCU while also doing the DC, because he's Dwayne.
He wouldn't be the first. It wouldn't surprise me.
No. So yeah, I was trying to remember what the next award ceremony is, but we don't know because practically everything's to be confirmed. Critics' Choice is like, we don't know. The guilds, I guess technically maybe the guilds, which is supposed to be end of February. So we might have 6 weeks of nothing. Oh god, how are we going to fill this with awards content every week? We'll find a way. Because we're idiots.
On that note, I think I need to get going.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything. I don't know if there's anything to add.
No, I think. I mean, well, I guess I never did the scores. Duh. So overall, myself and Owen have 6. Unsurprisingly, as seemingly has been tradition the last few years, AJ does take the lead with 10 correct predictions. Double figures already, AJ.
That's actually quite shocking because this round blew. So
to be honest, it was mainly because you got 8 in the film with only 2 in the... I did even. I got 3 correct in film and 3 correct in TV, and then sort of Owen had a similar sort of situation to you where 5 film and 1 TV. So I sort of know my TV. I know sod all about the movies. We'll see how that changes as we go over the weeks. I think, yeah, thanks to everybody that's been in chat. Amir, Bry, Lorraine, Smurfy, the brief wave from... I can't even remember. Quick scroll up. Josh, who was here, thank you for your comments and everything. Where was the wave? Somebody waved. There it is. Binaural Dean. There we go. That was so long ago. Thanks, Golden Globes. You made it feel like 4 hours have passed, even though it's only been 2. And of course, all of you watching on the archive, thanks for checking this out if you couldn't join us live. Yeah, the aim will be probably at 7 Eastern, because I think we remember that time. 7 Eastern on Monday will cover the BAFTA long list, but probably more in depth cover the nominations from SAG. Given how they are pretty damn crucial, certainly in terms of the Oscars. SAG more often than not match up with the Academy. Because nearly everybody that votes in the SAGs votes in the Oscars. It's kind of a thing. It's called a clique.
SAG usually will probably do something crazy for a talking point, so we'll have that.
Hang on, let me get the. I'm looking at you, Jared Leto. I'm looking at you. Damn it, son of a bitch. Oh. So yeah, thank you for joining this crazy train. We'll be back not next Monday, 8 days time. Well, unless you're watching this another day. There. So yeah, Monday the 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern. To go over the BAFTA long lists and full detail, I guess, on the SAGs. Hopefully, Owen might be able to join us, depending how his schedule is. But then again, if it's 4 in the afternoon, the parks are probably open. So keep getting those tokens, Owen. Keep getting those tokens. One day you will see Curryman at Waterworld. Please. So, in terms of other content here, AJ's got movie reviews. I'm trying to think what's coming out this week. List of films coming out in America in 2022.
The next thing should be Scream.
Oh, is that this weekend? I lose all track.
Because I'll be doing, me and my brother will be doing a video on the franchise up to this point, and then when that one comes out.
I guess technically there's also Hotel Transylvania 4, the film that's so good that Adam Sandler was, no. So yeah, they'll be certainly coming up, along with, as you say, the Scream franchise thing, which I am intrigued about, because that franchise went places. It went up, down. It went like a weird M. Went up and then down and then up again. So where's 5 gonna go? Even though it's actually Scream 1, but it's not a remake. It's not a reboot. It's like, why are we confusing things? It's like I found out that there's another Texas Chainsaw Massacre that's coming out on Netflix next month, which is supposed to be a sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So why did you call it Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Okay. So yeah, Owen's probably not doing any videos because he's having some holiday. I've got a few snack stashes, including some, I can't call them sip stashes because that's probably going on Owen's thing, but yeah, drinks are coming among all that. So you can find me on Twitter at AshesMyNameUK. You can see Owen talking about his experience on the parks at Sir Owen Disney. AJ cannot be found on social media, and I was going to come up with a new catchphrase, but I guess I'll just say he cannot be killed by ordinary means. So I am so used to like just zoning out here because it's normally Owen that does the outro. Thanks.
He's doing it in spirit. If we just give the silence.
Get the Ouija board out. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that is all we have to say about that. Hang on, I've got to hang up. I've got to do a snow globe because that's what he does, and then I switch to the lizard, and then I switch to the donkey, and then I switch to the Isle of Dogs, and then I end the stream.